Do you want to know how I manifested my dream trip? Right now I'm in a beautiful penthouse in Medellin, Colombia. And if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about how you can manifest your dream trip around the world, whether it's Dubai, Europe, America, South America. Guys, if you watch this video, I'm gonna give you the 3 steps that I use to manifest the very house that I'm living in right now in the very country. And if you stay to the very end, I'm gonna give you my Manifest Mastery training system that will allow you to manifest anything that you want into your life, whether it's money or a dream trip, just like this. What's going on, family? It's your man, Miami Patron, back for another video, coming to you from beautiful Medellin, Colombia, where I got started with my whole traveling career. Guys, now this is the #1 channel for millennials who want to learn how to use the law of attraction to begin manifesting money into their lives. So guys, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below so you guys can learn more about manifestation when it comes to money. Go ahead and leave in the comment section below what trip do you want to manifest. Let the community know what you guys want to bring into fruition. And by you putting that trip into the comment section, you are telling the universe that you are deciding that you want to take this trip. Let's hop into the first point that I use to manifest my dream trips. I had a very clear image of my trip and the way I wanted to live. Okay, a lot of people, they want to go ahead and they want to begin manifesting and using the law of attraction, but they don't have a very clear image of what it is and the way they want to live. Okay, it's very important to understand this. Your thoughts that most dominate your subconscious mind forms a vibration, and you're going to begin attracting those things into your life. So in order to use the law of attraction to begin manifesting this trip into your life, you have to understand how the subconscious mind works. Okay, it works like this. Get a clear image of what it is that you want to do. Where's the trip at? What does it look like? And most importantly, how do you want to live, right? Do you want to be more of a backpacker? Do you want to go through hostels and do hiking trips and and what do you call it, hitchhike and all this kind of stuff? That's one way to take the trip. Another way you can take the trip is in luxury, right? For example, I'm in this beautiful hacienda penthouse Airbnb. I think it's like 9 bedrooms or something like that. It's just amazing. It has a sauna, a pool table, a bar right back here. It's very beautiful, right? The reason I have that is because that was the image that I had planted into my mind. You see, how do you want to travel? Do you want to travel luxuriously? Do you want to travel backpacker style, just live below your means, like coming to somewhere like South America, Bali, and live, get a better, higher quality of living for less money? How do you want to live? Now, there's a couple steps that you can use to begin adding more to your image. Step #1 you can do is go into Airbnb. You're probably going to use Airbnb if you're traveling. Go into Airbnb and begin finding the properties that you want to stay in. You see, I was manifesting before I even came to this trip. If you don't know, I was in San Diego for the last couple months before I came back to Medellin. This is actually my 2nd time here. But before this month, prior to coming back here, I was on Airbnb and I already had the dream locations that I wanted. I wanted a penthouse. I didn't want to live in a normal apartment. I wanted a penthouse. I wanted to have a jacuzzi in my room. I wanted to have all these different amenities. And I was in contact with the owners of these properties before I had even booked my flight. You see, because I was already putting out the decision to the universe that this is what I wanted. Airbnb. Another thing that I wanted was I wanted a chef. I would have an image of myself just like this with a tripod, a camera, a whiteboard, and I imagined myself in Colombia. Actually, I'm still manifesting my dream apartment, my dream penthouse. This is like this one's nice, but it's not my dream penthouse. My dream penthouse is a 3-story in Poblado here in Colombia. So I'm still manifesting that trip. But when I was in San Diego, I would imagine myself with the house. I would imagine myself having a chef. I would imagine myself, being physically fit because I'm eating better. I would imagine, the beautiful background of the city in my background because of my penthouse. You see, I had a very clear image of my trip and I had a very clear image of the way I wanted to live. So step #1, if you want to manifest your trip, if you want to use the law of attraction in your benefit to begin getting this trip together, get a very clear image. It's actually funny because one of my mentors always used to say, hey DeAndre, observe the masses and do the opposite. When other people are fearful, that's when you're supposed to be greedy. When other people are greedy, that's when you're supposed to be fearful. And I actually made a video about this. I'm gonna tag it up here. I talked about why this is actually the best time to begin traveling because of the coronavirus, because of the mass fear, because of such the cheap flights. Okay, so let's hop into step #2. I wrote out my image and I began to visualize myself in the possession of it already being in my life. Now this is a very important step, okay? A lot of people they have the image, but they don't set the intention that they already have it. You see, when the law of attraction states that you must feel and as if you already have it. And if you don't have it written down on a piece of paper, if you're not imagining as if you already have it, you're not gonna begin attracting the forces into your life, okay? So this is what I would do, as I would write out the image, and I would have a very clear, write out the image, and I'd be very clear about the picture. And then what I would do is I'd spend 20 to 30 minutes throughout the day visualizing myself as if I was already living it. Now, I wouldn't do it all like in 20-minute sections, but I would break it up, maybe first thing in the morning, maybe at lunch. I actually have different reminders on my phone that remind me to do a visualization, because this is actually the most important key, is the visualization, acting as if you have it. Because this is important. The subconscious mind only understands two languages, images and emotion. So when you're visualizing, now that you have a clear image and you begin emotionally planting that image into your subconscious mind and acting as if you have it, what you do is you're raising your vibration and you're beginning to manifest these things into your life, because it's on the same frequency. Guys, if you look in the link in the description below, I actually have a Manifest Money Mastery training where I go into more depth with myself and Bob Proctor. I'm actually a consultant with Bob Proctor, and he has a training on how to actually use the law of attraction to manifest more money or anything that you want in your life. So make sure you check out that link in the description below, because that's actually some of the tools that I use to begin manifesting this trip. So let's hop into the third step. You want to let go, use your intuition, and don't fear. Okay, let me repeat that again if you're taking notes. You wanna let go, use your intuition, and don't fear. Now guys, each of these three little parts right here were very crucial in me deciding, not me deciding, but me actually realizing my dream. So let's start with the let go part. You see, I was on a phone call with a client yesterday, and he was on the phone with me saying like, DeAndre, I don't know how I can get this money. I don't know how I can get this money. You see, that's not our job. You see, we are co-creators with the universe. A lot of the times our human ego, we feel like we have to know the answers. We have to create it. If we don't see the way, then it must not happen. You see, that's the exact opposite of using the law of attraction and manifestation. You see, since we are co-creators, all we have to do is put out the intention to the universe, and the universe, in whatever way that it decides to bring it into your life, it will bring it. And most of the times it comes in such an unexpected way and from an unexpected source that you won't even know it, and it wouldn't even have crossed your mind. You see, if you want to take this trip, you do not have to have the money yet. You do not have to know how you want to do it. You don't even have to, wonder how anything's gonna happen. All you have to do is let go. And see, that's a hard thing for a lot of people, especially men, to just let go and not try to control it and use logic to try to create it, right? So, and actually I'm very emotional in the sense that I'm very connected to myself and to my intuition, which is the second part here, is you have to be able to use your intuition to be able to call the play. You got to be able to call the play by using your internal compass. You see, the intuition, I think it was Dr. Wayne Dyer said, praying is us speaking to God, but intuition is God speaking to us. And a lot of the times that we don't really listen to our intuition, but that's actually the answer to us solving the problem. You see, intuition is like a muscle. If you go to the gym and you start using it over and over and over again, a muscle, like let's just say we're working out our biceps here, you're gonna begin growing this muscle. It's the same thing with intuition. When you start using your intuition in the smallest things, like grabbing a cup of coffee or talking to a particular person, you begin using these small acts of intuition and winning, you're gonna begin building your muscle and understanding when that voice comes into you. So when you use this trip and you're manifesting this trip, you have to use your intuition. You have to sit there and wonder, okay, how can I actually bring this trip together? How can I get the money? How can I get the circumstances? But you're not asking like how in the external, you're asking your internal self. You're asking source, you're asking your intuition, you're asking your subconscious mind. And when it gives you the answer, you must act on it. Okay, for example, I had bought in this flight to Colombia, I think two months before I actually was even considering going, because what I was putting out to the universe was saying, hey, I'm gonna go. I already bought my ticket. I'm gonna show up no matter what. So we better figure this out, right? This is my conversation to myself. And because of that, I manifested the trip. And the third step here is don't fear. Do not fear. When you let go and you give it to source or the universe, and when you use your intuition, when it begins speaking into you and you begin acting on that intuition, do not fear, because intuition is source. It knows what's best for you. It knows your heart. It knows that you're going in the right direction. You see, things happen to us for us, right? Sorry, things happen for us, not to us. And when you understand that, you can walk into the valley and not feel fear. For example, when I was coming to this flight to Colombia, obviously in the time of this video, the whole world is shut down because of the coronavirus right now. Every country is March 17th or March 18th or March 19th right now. So the United States borders are cut down. You know, all these borders, all the flights, like the world is pretty much shut down right now because of this virus. And the craziest part was this: when I found out that Donald Trump had closed the borders from Europe to come to America, I was actually halfway at a layover in Fort Lauderdale coming from California. And I had a choice. Should I get on this flight to go to Colombia, where Donald Trump just closed the border to Europe, and he's probably going to close the borders to everybody. And if I go to Colombia, I might not be able to come back for a long time, a few months. You see, that was a fear that crept inside of me. And a lot of people would have listened to that fear and went back home. You see, even a lot of people that are living here in Colombia, they went back home because of that fear. But I did not let fear control me. I hopped on the plane and I breathed and I listened to my intuition. I said, what is the right choice for me to do right now? And I did not let that fear, because remember, I had set the intention. I had used my intuition, and God in the universe knows what's best for me. It knows the intentions that I put out there. It knows the image that I planted out there. So it's gonna begin manifesting these things into my life. And so I didn't have fear when I decided to take that trip back here to Colombia, not knowing that if I would be able to return for a few months. Now granted, I'm so glad that I came home in this beautiful house now, but that's an example of not letting fear control you when you let go, use your intuition, and begin moving forward. So hope you guys got a lot of vibe from this video. Make sure you subscribe below, because I'm putting out a lot of content like this on how to manifest things into your life by using the law of attraction, whether it's money, a trip, or a complete lifestyle that you guys want. So I'll see you guys next time. Miami Patron out.